Hey there, it's Mel C, and this is the Six Figure Chicks podcast. Quick, powerful conversations with women making six figures and beyond. It's a real talk, big wins, and no fluff. Just 15 minutes to get inspired and get you on the go. Together we rise, together we change lives. Hey there, welcome back to the Six Figure Chicks podcast. I am delighted to have Francine on with me. She is one of our newest Six Figure Chicks in the 7 cities, Virginia area. Francine, welcome to the show, and why don't you share a little bit about your awesomeness with the audience?
Thank you so much, Mel. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here and be a part of the Six Figure Chicks team. So my name is Francine Allen-Humphrey, and I am the proud mother of 4. I am the oldest of 7 in my family, and I come from a family that did not grow up with a lot of financial knowledge. And so early on, I had to learn and educate myself about the power of financial freedom. And so that is where my journey began. I got a first job at the age of 12 to help out my family. And I wanted to learn more so that we could have the knowledge that we needed to educate each other. And now I'm on a mission to educate women all across the country and their families, their loved ones, their significant others, and just teach them what I've learned. And what I've learned, it was not learned in a textbook. It is life learning lessons. And so I'm an advocate for women and children. I love what I do, have the entrepreneur spirit since I was a child, and that's just a little bit about who I am and where I am now in the financial services industry.
I love that. And yes, money. You got me with money. As soon as I met you and we had our time together, I was like, you must be in the books because you're all about financial education, and that's something that is missing.
Yes, absolutely. And learning what I've learned, we learned that sometimes we don't get the education in school. You know, we go to college and we think we know what we know, but we don't know anything because it's things that they're not teaching us. And so we have to figure it out for ourselves. And I am just here to make sure that what I learn, I share with somebody else because I'm people-centered and I want to make sure that we all can be on this journey together.
Yes, together we rise for sure.
We do.
What's a fun fact that not a lot of people know about you? Spill the beans right away.
Well, one thing about me is I'm learning to play the guitar. So I'm starting with the acoustic guitar, and I find that I'm probably not going to be a good player because I won't cut my nails. But I strum along, and play around. My husband plays, so we have our little jam sessions together, but I'm never going to be good at it, but I love music. So that's one fun fact about me. All kinds of music. I played the violin as a child. I played the organ and keyboards in church when I was growing up. Lost all of those skills along the way because if you don't use it, you lose it. And so now we're kind of taking it back up again. So that's been
great.
Fun. Yes.
You're never too old to start something new.
No, and it actually helps with your thinking, the process. Music.
So.
Yeah, it calms you down and gets the juices flowing.
Yeah, we all need help with that.
Yes, absolutely.
And as you know, and our listeners know, we talk a lot about like those roadblock moments, same like in our books. We do that so that we can share our experiences to help others overcome them, bypass them completely. What's a defining challenge that you face in business, especially lately? Like you completely changed everything around.
Yes, I completely changed my life. I was working corporate America, 9 to 5. They say 40 hours a week, but it's 60 hours a week. Then running my businesses and still have my family and making time for church, the ministry, all of that. So I had to make a decision, a life-changing decision to leave the 9 to 5 so that I could pursue some of the other things that I wanted to do and be fully available to do them with no restrictions, with nothing holding me back. A lot of times, the biggest roadblock for me is knowing when to make the leap, because you don't want to do it too quickly and you don't want to not do it, but you're not sure when to do it. And I think that's a challenge for a lot of women. Is this the right time for me? And I have learned over the years that right now is the right time. And so I decided, and I made the leap, and here I am. So.
Yeah, that's the scariest part, is taking the leap. And so many of us hold ourselves back with all these roadblocks. We think, oh, I can't do that.
Right.
I'm going to fall on my face.
Yes, but falling sometimes is good for us, because then we get to get up, brush ourselves off, and just keep moving. Because if you never fail at anything, then you're never going to reach for anything higher, because you just won't know. If you're good at everything and you're excellent in everything in every area, then you have nothing to reach for. But when you fall, then you can get up and move forward and reach higher and higher.
I love that. Yeah, you're just like full of that great insight. So thinking back to when you were younger, what is one thing that you would tell your younger Francine?
Thinking back, and you probably won't believe this, Mel, but I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't say anything. My family would talk to me. I would just look at them like, okay, because I grew up in that era where children were seen and not heard, and you were always told, adults are talking, be quiet. So I just was quiet. But I learned what I would tell my younger self is not to be afraid to use your voice. And I think once I learned, because my mother and my grandmother kept saying, you have a voice, you have something to say. But my father would say, no, you're a girl, you cute, stay over there in the corner and don't say anything. And I just would not talk. I would speak, of course, I had manners, but I just wouldn't hold a long conversation. And then when I learned how to talk, I never stopped talking. My family probably wishes now that they had just let me be quiet, because now, I'm the mouthpiece, right? So I learned how to talk. I learned how to express myself. And I think it was more so being afraid that what I said was not important. So I would tell my younger self, speak up. Yeah, don't be afraid.
Yeah, because that is, like I said, we are our worst enemies, because we fill ourselves with all these things. Oh, no, you shouldn't do it. You can't do it.
Right.
You don't want to upset or rock the boat, any of those things. What's
Absolutely.
one kind of tip that helps you stand out from the crowd, besides your wonderful voice that you use?
I have learned to be myself and not allow others to dictate who I'm going to be. And when you're at that place and you're tired of playing small, and full disclosure, that's what TOPS means in my business, tired of playing small. When you know that you can walk in the room, even if you're the only one like you in the room, that is okay for you to be in the room. You don't have to wait for permission. It's okay. I can do this. And that was a long journey for me, because again, with the way that I grew up and being the oldest, I was always challenged to make sure that everything was all right for everybody else, but never for me. And so that was a hard lesson to learn, that now it's all about me. And I'm not being selfish, because I still love everybody, people centered, love my family, love my church family, but it's about me and who I am. And I'm not going to shrink back because it makes you uncomfortable. I'm probably going to stand up a little bit taller, because I know that I can. And I didn't need permission from anybody to do it.
Yes. And I love that when we met, earlier this month, that we did talk about your other passion, which is God and your church.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I am so happy that you felt comfortable enough to talk about that to me, because you said that you can't always have those conversations with other people.
No, because people have preconceived notions about religion or Christianity or Jesus or God or whoever their belief is in, that if I believe in something, that I may try to transfer that belief onto you. And that's surely not my mission. I am all about learning and loving and being kind and understanding. And that's the God that I serve. And I'm not ashamed to say that. But I don't mind if you don't believe the same thing that I believe in. See, that's not my job to convince you that you should be believing what I believe in. It's my job to be kind, to be understanding, to be compassionate. That's the only job that I have. And I've been in situations where people would treat me differently when they found out that I was a pastor. I even had one lady say, if I had known you were a pastor, I would not have come to your meeting. Yeah. And so people, they have their things that they believe in, but I was still nice to her, and, and I understood, but I've never tried to push my religion on anyone, because my religion is personal. It's very personal. And so, and it should be for everybody else. So, yeah.
And I think that's another reason why we connected so deeply, is because, with Six Figure Chicks, we have a diverse array of women, female authors.
Yes.
And we leave judgment at the door. It's way down the street. Like, we don't touch it at all.
Yes.
And that's what we want for each other and expect in return.
Absolutely. And I felt that, like, the first, because I didn't know you, we met, and when I walked into the room, I felt comfortable enough to come up and we hugged. We never met, except online, and so you know when it's okay, and when it's not okay, and I felt really comfortable with you. And then the other ladies were amazing that were in the meeting with us, and then when we had our meeting together, I just really felt comfortable. And use that as my guideline. How am I feeling? Because there's a saying that people will never forget the way that you made them feel. They may listen to what you say and what you're doing, but how did that person make you feel? And I kind of lean on that. How am I feeling? Am I comfortable? Am I in a good space? Because when you're not, and oftentimes we may stay somewhere where we should not be, but eventually you're going to move away from that. But I felt really comfortable, and I felt the love that you have for the ladies that you've encircled. And so I'm excited just to be a part of it. Just so excited.
I know, me too. And so with all of this excitement,
Yeah.
What is your one song that you use to get pumped up for the day or to recover from a hard conversation?
My one song is Ain't No Stopping Us Now. It's McFadden and Whitehead. And it's got a little beat to it, and I get that, and I play that, and I get in the groove, and I go on and do what I'm going to do. I know everybody probably thought she's going to play a Christian song. No, that's not my song. I have plenty of those, I use every single day, but that one song, it again, it's like, we're going to go. We're going to keep moving. We're not going to stop. No matter what the roadblock is, no matter what the obstacle is, we're going to push it out the way. We're going to go around it. We're going to go over it. We're going to even go through it if we have to, but we're going to get to where we want to go. It's no stopping us now.
I hear it in my head, and I'm going to play it after this. Sure.
Absolutely. Yes.
It will go on the playlist for the Six Figure Chicks. Other people can listen and be inspired.
Yes.
Much like they will when they read your story.
Yes.
Later this year. So we are getting started with 7 cities, Six Figure Chicks. I'm super excited.
Yes.
One final thing. What is the best place people can find you?
You can go to my website, which is www.blacktops, just like it sounds, business.org, or LinkedIn and Facebook. So I'm on most of the platforms, I believe. Yeah.
Wonderful. I love that. And I am excited with this new relationship that you and I have, and you will have with the world after you share your story, because together we rise, together we do change lives. And thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Ain't no stopping us now. Thank you, Mel.